Welcome to Program Design and Evaluation. This course is where the rubber meets the road in public health. We get to assemble all of the tools and concepts that you've been developing in other classes and put them together in meaningful ways to create concrete interventions. In some ways, building public health programs is similar to building a tower with blocks. The process is simple enough that my 1-year-old son Desmond does it all the time. He assesses the resources that he has available and figures out what the needs are and establishes some priorities. He conceptualizes what he wants to make and figures out what activities he needs to do to get there. He monitors the process to see what's working and what's not, and hopefully he's learning all the time about ways to do things better. All builders face constraints, and in this course, we'll think about how to make decisions about trade-offs with the triple constraint of money, time, and scope. Just like there are a limited number of blocks for building towers, there are limited resources for designing public health programs. Just like attention spans for building towers can be limited, donors and partners are often limited in the amount of time that they're willing to invest in programs. And just like designing a very large tower can take more time and blocks, building out projects into larger programs that serve more people across more geographies in more dimensions certainly requires more resources. When children grow up to become engineers and architects, they may go through the same process that they've always done, but they learn increasingly complicated tools for designing buildings. And in this course, we'll use some of the tools that you've been developing in other courses, like data collection methods for designing assessments before one designs a program, as well as choosing research designs to evaluate the causal impact of programs. But we'll also add some tools to your toolkit. Things like theories of change and logical frameworks, which will serve as mental models for how we design our programs. But just as all block towers fall, or in our house, as we say, they're boomed down, often quite enthusiastically, all analogies break down at some point. And it's critical for us to recognize some of the differences between building towers and designing public health programs. While it's easy to view people as program beneficiaries, they're much more than that. And so we'll explore ways to increase the quantity and quality of people's participation in the program design and evaluation process. And while it's also easy to look at the inputs to programs as static blocks that don't change, often that's not the case. And so we'll explore some tools that will help us be more adaptive as program managers and be more aware of the complexity and interconnectedness of the issues that we're trying to address. A final reason I'm excited about this course is because even as we flesh out public health principles into concrete interventions, we'll also have many opportunities to flesh out Christian ideals into what we do. Good architects know how to incorporate values into the buildings that they create. And likewise, we as Christian public health practitioners can explore ways to incorporate our values into the ways that we design and evaluate programs. And so we'll ask questions about whether programs designed by Christians and Christ-centered organizations can and should differ from those designed by others, even as you reflect on what kind of organizations you might like to work for and the kinds of programs that you would like to design and evaluate.